What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're going to be going over crystals and all of the free ways that you can earn crystals in the game reliably, consistently, and on a daily or otherwise regular basis.
Doing the thing here like nobody ever does before. Yeah.
Additionally, you log into the game, you've been getting this daily gift draw that started 4/8/2025 and will run until 7/15/2025. Kind of really didn't want to go over this because it's kind of an event that's been centered around the anniversary, but it's also available here. If you go to the forum and you go to the web shop page and you click on the web shop perks, it will take you there as well, and you can either hit your daily gift draw from there or from within the game. And you can see here one of the rewards is 100 crystals. So for a limited time, this is sort of a way to get crystals in the game, but I hesitate to add it to this list because it is not a permanent way to farm.
If you're having a bad day, just remember, there's somebody out there pulling a door that says push. Fucking dumbasses.
And then the other thing is, the reason why I'm in here, no one should really be buying these. Honestly, they are way better deals in the game, especially for mid spenders. One of the main things that you want to buy as a mid spender would be the Stark Stash here. It gets you 2,680 crystals in a 28-day period for $3.99 US. You get 400 instantly and 80 crystals a day. And then when the anniversary or Black Friday rolls around, you're also able to get this 1-year crystal bundle. I believe it's like 59 US or something like that. And this thing here gives you 50 crystals on a daily login, and then it gives you an additional amount of crystals, and it's like all year long. So it's a 365-day timer on this thing. They only sell it twice a year. But enough for the spenders. Let's get into the free-to-play stuff.
You want to know about the game? You better ask somebody.
So one of the first things that you guys are going to want to do is make sure you're doing your daily challenges and your daily logins every single day. From the daily challenges, you can get 25 crystals per day for completing all of these sets of challenges, and then 30 for the week on this guy. Additionally, when the check-in rewards roll around, you want to make sure that you are taking advantage of this. They recently changed the 28-day check-in for the CTP because this thing used to have crystals in it, and I think because they've started giving out crystals in things like other game modes, that they kind of peeled the crystals back from this a little bit. You also have the 7-day check-in. Sometimes these things will have crystals in there. You also have the 28-day check-in event that will have a 1-day crystal of 300 every other week. That adds up to, I believe, 1,200 crystals in a 2-month span. So you want to make sure that you are not missing out on those check-ins. And then on the monthly check-in, you can get 300 crystals, 1 for each week in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th week. And I think this thing actually used to drop an extra 100 crystals that they kind of peeled back from that as well. You also want to make sure that you check in whenever they have some of these special missions going. Sometimes they'll have crystals, sometimes they'll have other very useful rewards. This time you can take these guys here and go to the crafting shop, and you can craft yourself a rune of the unknown. Very, very useful for sword building, but enough of that.
I solemnly swear that I am up to no good.
The other thing you want to make sure that you're doing is as you build your characters from level 1 to level 60, 70, 80, you unlock these amounts of crystals. You see, reach level 50 for Bishop, you get 20 crystals. Level 60, you get 40. Level 70, you get another 60. Level 80, you get another 80. You extrapolate that out over 270 some odd characters, 260, however many characters in the game, that wounds up being a lot of crystals. Now, characters are going to be barred by things like level. Some characters aren't able to get to tier 3 yet. Some characters are not able to get to tier 4 yet. Therefore, they do not have level 70 or level 80 in some cases. So you are going to be barred by that. But you see, everybody that has this little pink dot here, I have some kind of reward in, most of which are crystals. So it wounds up being quite a lot. So you want to make sure that you are taking advantage of that. Also, there will be characters that you will not have access to when it comes to the crystal level acquirement, due to the fact that some characters are locked behind crystal walls, such as Epic Quest characters or crystal wall characters, and then other characters are locked behind hard walls like money, such as Luna Snow or any of the other Biosub or X-Gene characters. So that is something to note, or you have to farm for them through the crafting of the characters, such as Nightcrawler and Kid Omega and recently Sunspot. These aren't the only way to get your hands on these characters that are free to play, but this is one of the ways that you can get your hands on these characters. Additionally, other characters are locked in behind these chests in dimension missions. If you go in here and you check out this tab here, you see you have access to Luna Snow. You also have access to Carnage, Crescent, Sentinel, the list goes on and on. So there are a lot of free ways to get some of the more exclusive characters in the game that aren't as exclusive. Although I've been waiting for Negasonic Teenage Bios to drop out of this thing for the longest time, and hers actually dropped from the reward chest here, along with Professor X and Rachel and Abomination and Gambit and a host of other characters. Magic is in here. So there are free ways to get access at those characters. It is just a pain. And I wanted to point that out in terms of the crystal farming. Now to move on to game modes where you can earn crystals. First, we're going to start out with ranked battle. Now, I do have a couple of screenshots here because the ranked battle just ended. Not only can you earn tier 4 material in ranked battle, you can also earn crystals there. Solar Faltine, Carbonadium, Life Seed, if they're running the second ranked battle. If they're only running one, you can always, on the same sort of reward tier system that they have set up for timeline battle, you can earn those crystals. Speaking of timeline, for the longest time, this was the premier game mode for earning crystals. Now, it's not so alone anymore, but based on your ranking in whatever league, and we'll just go check out Bronze League here. The number 1 rank in Bronze League can earn themselves 1,000 crystals. That's weekly. If you can place in the top 0 to 1%, you can earn 70 crystals. At the lowest of the low, you can earn yourself 10 crystals a week. I know it seems like it's not a lot, and 10 crystals a week really isn't, but over time, it adds up. For a year, you're looking at 520 crystals at 10 crystals in a year, but you should look to push up. And don't be discouraged because the leagues are broken down into, I think, 100 characters per server. You know, as long as you're pushing, you should be able to get out and up into something like gold or platinum if you're playing regularly, even as a free to play. I myself am in Vibranium and am earning around 140 to 200 crystals a week, depending on how much I play, just to give you guys an idea. Another new game mode they added recently that drops crystals is Zombie Survival. And this game mode, you can actually earn, I think it's 20 crystals a week. So really small amount of crystals. It's really more for the tier 4 materials that you play this game mode that you can buy from the shop, but there are still crystals here, so you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of that, getting those every single week. And then the last game mode that I want to talk about is one of the newest game modes that they added next to Zombie Survival and Ranked Battle, and that's Team Battle Arena. One of the most amazing game modes, just from a play perspective and the amount of characters that you have to use. But then on top of all of that, they also have the same league battle setup that you have in Timeline Battle. And you see I'm earning around the same crystals, around 140 to 200 a week, but that's gonna vary depending on which league you're in. In Vibranium, if you're placing in the top 1%, you can earn up to 220 crystals. From 2 to 10%, you can earn 200. 11 to 30, you can earn 180, so on and so forth. At the lowest level, even here, I'm earning at least 120 crystals a week. And then on the absolute lowest of the low, you would be earning the same thing, 10 crystals a week, but the mileage is gonna vary based on your league. I would say platinum is probably the low bar where you want to be, because that's still going to give you at the very least 60 crystals a week, and that's a little more, but you should be pushing for somewhere where you're getting around 100. I know sometimes it can be more advantageous to stay in a lower league, place higher so you can earn more crystals at the lower level. So play that strategy to earn crystals if you so need to.
Mischief managed.
That's all I got for you guys today. It's been a pleasure hanging out with y'all once again. I know I didn't cover every single way to get crystals. I didn't cover a bunch of the sales, a bunch of the rebates as far as legendary battle, because you have to spend crystals to get those back. And it's still not as much as you have to spend, and the same would apply to Epic Quest as well. But y'all sound off in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think. It's been a pleasure hanging out with y'all, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.